Aloha everybody, this is a video about SomatoEmotional Release, which Soma means body, and so you think of it as releasing or transmuting emotions that are stored in the body. And some of you know, my doctor's in physical therapy, and after, say, the first 3 years that I worked as a physical therapist, I realized really quickly that people's issues were not just physical, that there was this huge psychosomatic component to physical healing, and I didn't have any tools for it. I didn't have any tools that physical therapy school taught me, so I went and studied craniosacral therapy and SomatoEmotional Release, which is one part of craniosacral therapy. And so I wanted to give you guys a little sum up of this because it's a super simple process that you can actually take yourself through. And hi Mika, thank you. And you can take yourself through this process, and I take people through it on the phone, and once you know it, you just know it, and you can use it when you're triggered. You can use it, if you're having you feel like you have a ball of fire in your gut, or you feel like you have something caught in your throat, when your physical body is really talking to you, but you don't know. Hey Karan, what's up, brother? When your physical body's talking to you and you don't know why. And so it's a process you can use to access your subconscious mind using your physical body. And every one of us has some sort of resistance to this type of work. I'll just preface this by saying that. I didn't know until I started going through all of the craniosacral classes that my resistance was actually me being kind of sarcastic and funny, making little jokes. That was my way of deflecting. And so you may know what your resistance looks like. You may not, but just know that every one of us has this sort of protective mechanism in us that makes us want to resist feeling strong, what we would consider negative emotions. And one part of this work that talks a lot about how the psyche will always give you an image to work with, and the image just represents one part of your subconscious mind. And let's see, so also that when you're going into the body, which is how I'm going to explain to you in just a second, when you're going into your body, which is your unconscious mind. Remember that. All you Joe Dispenza freaks out there, he talks about it all the time. Your body is your unconscious mind. And so whenever you start to go through this work and through really using your body, your mind is going to give you some sort of image to work with, and that image is a representation of one part of your subconscious mind. And you might think it's totally random, you might not make any sense to your logical mind at all, but your job is to not analyze it and just to allow what comes into your awareness to come into your awareness without criticizing it or judging it or analyzing it, which we're all really good at. And we're also stuck in the left brain. That's why it makes some of this work is challenging for people, and it's good to have some guidance with. So I wanted to share it with you, and let's see if I missed anything I wanted. Oh, the one thing I wanted to mention, because this process, you're actually using your imagination, you're using your visualization, and your brain does not know the difference between you actually visualizing something or if something's actually happening. So I just wanted to preface this also by saying that your brain doesn't know the difference. So your visualization and your own ability to imagine in your brain what you're feeling, and then those images that come to you is so powerful, and I can't really stress that enough. And hi Lori. Okay, sounds good. All right. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else I wanted to mention to you. No, that was it. Okay, so that was all I wanted to preface it. The actual process is so simple. You just put yourself in just lay down, in a shavasana type position where it's a super quiet place, and just start scanning your body, and just notice as you begin to relax what comes into the forefront of your awareness. So this might be an emotional sensation, this might be a physical sensation. You can work with either, okay? So you ask, what do I feel? And say you feel anxiety. And you're like, okay, so I feel anxiety. And then ask yourself, okay, what other adjectives describe what I'm feeling. And you're going to get other adjectives to describe to you. Some of them might be emotional adjectives. Some of them might be physical adjectives. You just kind of take note. Don't judge it too much. Just let whatever comes into your awareness come into your awareness. And so you're asking where in your body you feel it is really the next thing. Okay, I feel anxiety. It also makes me feel a little nauseous. It makes me feel constricted. It makes me feel tight. Okay, where is that located in the body then? You just ask yourself, okay, where am I feeling all of this? And you might get your heart, you might get your gut, wherever that is for you. Then focus all of your awareness, all of your presence on that location in your body, staying with the feelings that you or the emotions that have come up to describe what you're feeling. Okay, so that's the key, is stay with the location in your body and stay with the whatever emotion it is. It's like in an effort to intensify the emotion. And so when you do that, when you actually go into the uncomfortable emotion, into the negative emotion, think of it as like the opposite of dissociating. Dissociating is when we check out, we mentally check out, we go somewhere else, often a pattern that we learn in childhood. When you stay inside your body, you stay with the uncomfortable feeling or whatever it is, that's the exact thing that gets the energy to move. Remember, emotion is just energy and motion. So that's what gets the energy to move, is your presence focused on that emotional sensation wherever it is in your body. Okay, so what do I feel? What other adjectives to describe what I'm feeling? Where is it located in my body? And as you focus on those things, just ask yourself, okay, is there an image that comes to mind that represents these things that I'm feeling? Okay, and I'll just use a really easy one. Like some people will say, it's going to be different for everybody, but some people will say, I have this image of like a ball of fire in my gut, or a wall of tar around my heart, or something like that. Like it's going to be some sort of image. It may or may not make sense to you. It doesn't matter. So you focus on the image, and remember, the image is one part of your subconscious mind. That's all it is. It's representing one part of your subconscious mind, and usually a part of your subconscious mind that was emotionally frozen in time. Think of it that when you're traumatized, and as a child, that part of your child self, it's called a subpersonality in this type of work. That part of your yourself kind of gets frozen in time, and so you're working with one part of your psyche, of your subconscious mind. Okay, so what do I feel? Where is it located in my body? Is there an image that represents that sensation to me? And then whenever you get the image, you focus on the image, you stay with it, and then you just ask, okay, and this is, sometimes it'll seem weird, but it's like, okay, just for the sake of conversation, for the sake of me being able to ask some questions to this part of my subconscious mind, just ask the image as you focus on the image, like, just for the sake of conversation, what would you like to be called, or do you have a name? And you might get some random freaking name that you have no idea like where it came from. It doesn't matter. Just go with it. and then use the name, and then ask, how long have you been there? Okay, and then just wait, see what comes up. And then you ask, what is your purpose? And I'm giving you the very basics of this that you could try, in your own meditation. These are like deeper sessions I do one-on-one with people that you can go a little bit deeper. But, when you ask how long have you been there, you might get a memory from childhood, and you might be going into some inner child work. And, you may or may not have experience with that. And if you don't, please leave your questions below. And, and how long have you been there? And then just ask the image, what's your message for me? And just wait. And you will get information. It's like every person, this is a paradigm of craniosacral therapy and SomatoEmotional Release, is that every person's system is always working towards healing, and every person's system has an innate wisdom or inner wisdom or inner physician inside of the system that knows what you need to heal. And so oftentimes it's just getting quiet enough and still enough to actually listen to the body. And I just really encourage you. It's such a simple process once you do it a few times. And if you'd like some guidance or a one-on-one session, just PM me. I do it over the phone with people. I do one-on-one sessions here in Kauai, and you can go quite a bit deeper, with someone kind of guiding you into that work. But that's really the basics of it. And you can do a lot of your own, healing work with this little simple process. I've used it so much over the years. It was a beautiful training for me to learn after physical therapy school, because it's a very client-centered modality, whereas physical therapist is very therapist directed, and it's just a beautiful technique, I guess you could say. It's just like a guided process that, yes, you can have a therapist and you can do incredibly deep work with it, and yes, you can learn the basics and do it yourself, and I'm all about being your own medicine, and really giving yourself the time and the space to become your own healer, and take your power back, and get quiet enough and still enough, and give yourself enough space so that you can actually listen to what your physical body's trying to tell you, because your physical body is your unconscious mind, and it's always talking to you, and it doesn't lie. So please let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if this was supportive for you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Aloha.